Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
And away we go. Welcome to show number 2744. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, Woman Fox, and my cock. And you are in the men's room. On tap today, the drunk in charge, Ryan Castle, is into Sit and Spin. Today, the 10 sexiest songs ever written. Unbelievable. Ever written. All right. The word goes to the 70s and the death of 70s slang. Get ready to play Profile This. Plus headlines, the men's room shout of the day, fundable listener emails, and everyone's favorites, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack.
Drinking drunk. All right, here we go. Texas authorities searching for wanted man with the social security number of his tattooed on his face. Meanwhile, London couple pulls 8-year-olds from school to see the world at their own slow pace. British Airways is awesome and officially removes reclining seats. Meanwhile, Ohio authorities on the lookout for a man who went to Waffle House and laid down some beats. And New Jersey is ready to ban droning under the influence. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, listen, we have a very general rule on this show. Human or animal, don't mess with anyone or anything when they're pooping. Just leave them alone. Just leave them alone. Let them poop. Let a man poop in peace. Let a woman poop in peace. Let a bear poop in peace. That's all we're saying. But the thing is, in spite of us believing that it's cosmic decency, not everyone agrees. An Arizona woman, she's now facing charges after she fired 2 shots at her husband while he was sitting on the toilet. She said she did it to get his attention, but frankly, when you're sitting on the toilet, if anyone walks into the bathroom, you kind of have their attention because you just want to poop. Anyway, she's now facing charges. And depending who you are, that might be less scary than a situation that a Texas man walked into. He discovered a 5-foot snake in his toilet. And we'll share a story in a minute, but that led us to a list of what they call the 5 terrifying stories of snakes showing up in people's toilets. We pulled that specifically for Ted, who demanded that we talk about the possibility of snakes showing up in his toilet.
Yay.
And Ted, by the way, when we get to that list, come for the 8-foot cobra, stay for the penis-biting viper. Ooh. Oh, yeah, that's a thing. We'll get to it.
Is there any other kind?
No other kind of vipers. Not another one. We have a story from former NBA player Charlie Villanueva. I like to call him Chuck Newhouse, but Charlie Villanueva. Someone broke into his house. They stole his toilet. They stole other things, but they also stole his toilet. And the only thing he could tweet was like, hey, man, I get being robbed. Who steals another man's toilet? My question is, was his toilet that great, or do they have a very weird fetish? We have a story about a United Airlines passenger. He managed to get the flight grounded because of his poop and what he chose to do with it while he was in the United bathroom. You can't make this stuff up. Toilets, they have a lot of stories. Bathrooms, they have a lot of stories, which means you do too. And that's what today's question is all about. What's the most memorable thing you've experienced in a bathroom?
Be part of the big show. Call 844-999-OLA. You can like The Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live and send those emails to the Men's Room at mensroomlive.com. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All of the shows, and away we go. Welcome to show number 2744 with a large and in charge program we have for you today.
That is not true.
As the drunk in charge, Ryan Castle's in the house. We will sit and spin, and Ryan has what he says are the 10 sexiest songs ever written.
What is this based on?
I have no idea. I don't know if this is Baby making music. I don't know if there's sex in the lyrics or if the songs are
Just get
promoting
you
sex.
right.
I have no idea, but they're the 10 sexiest songs ever written. I mean, when I think of a song or an artist, I think like Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye's the first guy that comes up because he was straight up about it. Like, no matter what he was singing, long story short, what he's saying is, I want to get in your pants and have sex.
Barry White. Yeah. Somebody like that.
Barry White but Barry White, the thing I liked about Barry White, like he would sing a song and people try to be poetic when they write lyrics, right? So everything's innuendo. But then Barry White would still break it down, do spoken word. In case you didn't know what he's talking about, like all of a sudden he'd be like, yeah, baby, I'm going to go ahead and take them pants off of you. Mm-hmm. And get 5 knuckles deep.
Yeah,
I mean, like, he would take the time to explain it.
Not like...
in case you didn't understand what I was saying, baby.
So, Barry White, Kiss,
I
Lick
got
It
the
Up.
Vaseline. It's going to be one of those nights, yeah.
Lick It Up from Kiss probably on the list, and a whole lot more with the 10 sexiest songs ever written. Coming up with the Drunk in Charge, Ryan Castle. Also today with a word, we go to the 70s, which was big on slang, and a lot of disappearing 70s slang that is no longer in the lexicon anymore, but,
We brought that up earlier. We said 70s slang. I said, oh, that's cool, man, because you don't think much about 70s slang. Mike Hawk, the first thing he says, knickerbockers.
No, that's...
1970s, man.
We're talking more Cool Beans type stuff.
Was Cool Beans 70s? I'm
Cool
thinking
Beans
like
was 70s.
Groovy, Foxy.
Far out.
Oh, sure, all
Yeah,
those.
anything
but
that
they're
Jimi
not,
Hendrix said.
They're not used too much anymore.
But knickerbockers, no. I was like, really? That's what knickerbockers.
I mean, nobody calls the Knicks that anymore.
Ever.
The Knickerbockers take the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not happening.
I said knicker.
And the,
I want to apologize to our viewers. I got a little upset. I said knickerbockers.
Man,
Today,
can have a slip of the tongue.
Today we're going to talk about being on the toilet a little bit here. We've got all kinds of interesting stories. I kind of thought about our old guest, Neil Brennan. You've probably seen Neil Brennan on the television a lot more
Chappelle
lately.
Show.
He's been doing writing for, oh my God, is it SNL he's been doing some writing for?
Is he doing SNL now?
He's doing somebody big. Maybe it's Comedy Central. Maybe it's Trevor Noah's show. Either way, he's been doing a lot of good stuff. And we had him on the program, and he had just gotten off of his gig writing for Chappelle for a number of years, and he was very excited because he just got a bidet. And it was a game changer. It was a life changer. We were doing some research on the interview, and he tweeted out about 10 things about this new bidet, going on and on and on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was really excited.
And the first thing I thought when I read the story was that this guy had his bidet stolen. And so the story goes, as we go to Dallas, Texas, a former NBA player has taken to Twitter to complain that a toilet was among the items stolen from his Dallas home during a burglary. Charlie Villanueva,
New house. That's what it means.
posted a photo of the space in his bathroom where his toilet once stood. Apparently, someone broke into the home, stole several appliances, including his toilet. The former Maverick and Piston described the episode as mind-blowing, saying he's still in shock. He criticized police for a slow response to the burglary report, saying he called 4 times about the missing toilet. After several hours, Dallas police did respond. The good news is that this isn't his first full-time home. He actually purchased property just to flip it. Either way, he went there, and the toilet's gone. So what kind of toilet could this be?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you think it's about the toilet, or do you have a weird fetish?
I don't know. I mean, like...
I smelled the seat, you know? Because that's different than, hey, that's a really nice toilet.
Maybe I don't know much about burglarizing a home. I go into the home. I am not looking to the toilet and going, all right, man, get out the monkey wrench. We got to have that.
No, absolutely not.
And I've seen speakers, colognes, golf clubs. I've never seen toilets in the back of a van.
And think about it. Like, no one, hey, man, you need a toilet. Like, it just doesn't matter.
Right.
You're not going to buy a secondhand toilet.
Yeah.
Has anyone bought a secondhand toilet?
Boy, I hope not. But sometimes they do put them out of the
clear.
corner of, like, when someone's redoing a house
I
or
don't
whatever,
mean-
there'll be a toilet on the corner 1 minute and they'll be gone, 2 hours later. So I don't know.
Right. I don't mean like some, Victorian crazy looking thing. Right? I don't mean that. I mean, like, it's just a toilet, right? A regular toilet. Someone says, I'm done with my toilet. I put it on Craigslist. Has anyone said, you know what, man, I'll give you $10 for your toilet?
Yeah.
But we use secondhand toilets all the time.
You do.
Oh, sure.
We absolutely
Right? You move
do.
into a home, unless it's brand new,
Right.
somebody was pooping there for years.
We discovered, even if it's brand new, every person that has worked on that house, every single person that's worked on that house has pooped in your toilet and potentially pooped in your walls. Remember, we went through this about 2 or 3 weeks
Yep.
ago. every person on a construction site that builds a house is like, oh, yeah, we poop behind your floorboards, man. We do it in the drywall. We absolutely poop on your toilet. So, right, you've rarely sat in a toilet where you were the first person to sit on it.
I live in apartments. I've never had a toilet that was just mine.
I pooped in a black toilet a few weeks back.
Yeah,
Interesting contrast between the color of your poop and the black toilet.
I think it mutes everything.
Yeah, it's
it doesn't look as bad.
It looks classy, though.
It does. It looks like you just laid it down. I don't know why. You're absolutely right. And it was definitely an 80s thing for the black, the sink pedestal,
classy
the toilet with the gold, the leaf gold kind of thing. That was basically how it was. It just had not been updated since the 80s, I would guess, right?
Okay.
That's probably what
Yeah,
it was.
80s big for black toilets.
Yeah, it really was. Okay.
I still think it seems classy now.
What, a black toilet?
Yeah.
You know the one toilets I hate are the pink and those pale green ones?
The pale green ones.
They don't happen much, but because you're like, man, how old is this toilet, right?
The pale green ones never flush right either.
Because they're old, man. Yeah. You got to think of how many asses have sat on, like, how many times has a naked ass been on this old
A pink toilet, pink seat, sink should just come with dentures.
Yeah, basically.
I mean...
Yeah.
Because that's what should be up there, like in a little Tupperware container. You should go back in time to Grandma's house, and that's basically where you're dropping one.
Or the padded seats. Right, you get on the ones that kind of, like that, this doesn't make sense.
And then the fuzzy lid that doesn't keep the lid up, so it keeps falling down all the time.
When you're peeing,
not enough backspace, which is a pain in the ass. You probably heard this story. It was an ugly scene. A United Airlines flight was forced to make an unscheduled stop in Alaska on Thursday night, and it's all because of... one crappy passenger.
I see what they did.
United Flight 895 was en route from Chicago to Hong Kong when a male passenger began smearing fecal matter across not one, but two of the aircraft lavatories and then tried to flush a shirt down one of the toilets, according to police at the Anchorage International Airport. I'm sure they were loving that.
Why do they always say fecal matter? Just say, is fecal matter ever anything other than poop?
I know what they did. They went in there and they cleaned up all the poop, right? Because it's probably everywhere.
Sure.
Right? But then they had to stay the night, so they probably just went to Chili's at the airport and hung out, right after they cleaned all that and had some food. That'd be my guess. So the plane was diverted to Anchorage, and the flight to Hong Kong was ultimately canceled due to operational difficulties, meaning that the plane was basically covered in fecal matter. Airport police said that the man cooperated with the flight crew following the incident and was also cooperative with the FBI officials who questioned him upon landing. He was taken to a hospital for evaluation of the mental variety and was not arrested. United Airlines has since released a statement confirming that it currently is working to get passengers to their intended destination. They need to get a plane that's big enough that can go to Hong Kong from Anchorage that wasn't scheduled to be there, that's empty, that can take all these folks to Hong Kong.
How mad are you if you're on the flight? Like, look, man, I understand you got to make emergency landings. Right? Things happen plenty. This is not a mechanical error. This is not weather. Some clown on this plane spread his poop all over the bathroom.
It was a Boeing 777.
Like, that's the guy who gets his ass kicked. Like, really, man?
They put him up in a hotel until they get another plane in here. Where's my cock? Is he around here? No, I don't see him. My voice is going down, but I have this one story I was hoping that he would come in and read a little bit from in case I was...
Save it until
right,
completely lose my voice.
He's got to read that.
Okay.
I had asked the question, who's ever bought like a used toilet, right?
Yeah.
Apparently Craigslist is full of them.
This is what I'm hearing. So guy says, I picked up probably 20 free toilets on Craigslist from homes that were being remodeled. Absolutely nothing wrong with them. Wash them out with bleach and be on your way. Save a couple $100. What's wrong with that? Man, I didn't say there's anything wrong with that. I was just curious to know if anybody ever bought a secondhand toilet.
Mm-hmm. No one ever very rarely replaces the bathtub.
Well,
every once in a while. But it's, you can get them kind of re-enameled or whatever the deal is. Reglazed, yeah. Came in today, and the morning guy at our country station, The Wolf, he's from Arizona, and I said, what the hell's going on in Arizona? He's like, you talking about Goodyear and the woman that shot the guy in the toilet? I'm like, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's exactly what the hell I'm talking about. An Arizona woman is facing charges after police say she fired shots at her husband while he sat on the toilet to make him, quote, listen. 69-year-old Linda Jean Fawn recently was arrested following a frantic call from her husband. He told Goodyear police that Fawn barged in while she was using the bathroom and fired 2 shots above his head. According to the police report, Fawn told officers, I shot 2 bullets at the wall above his head to make him listen. Police say the shots were fired about 7 inches above the man's head as he was slouched on said toilet. Fawn has been charged with aggravated assault. It was not known if she had an attorney at the time, but as we stated many times before, if someone is using the bathroom, we firmly believe that it is a worldwide rule that you do not mess with them.
That's our rule. We choose to stand by. Like, look, man, like I said, even if you're hunting, it can be big game hunting. I'm going to shoot a lion. If the lion's pooping, let him finish pooping. If you walk into the house, I don't care if your wife's cheating on you and there's Tom Selleck. If he's taking a dump, I'd be like, hey, Tom, when you're done pooping, and when you're done, take your time. I'm going to kick your ass. But not before then.
Ted, do you remember that lovely Chicago Italian-style beef place that I was telling you about that I went in?
Yeah, I've been there myself.
It's a 24-hour eatery, just so you know. And at about 11:30, 12 o'clock on a Friday night, a group of my friends and I who had been out drinking the entire day decided that on the way home, we were in bad shape. We stop in here, we get some food, we try to feel better, and we go about on our way back to the hotel room.
Yeah.
This place is packed. This is the place to be at this time of the night.
Of course it is.
It is a very, very full place. All right? My one buddy, who is in the worst shape out of all of us, as a matter of fact, he fell in a previous bathroom and bashed his head open.
Oh, Jesus.
We're trying to kind of piece him together because he's an idiot. We get to this place, we order the food, we have him sit down. He's like, I got to go to the bathroom again. All right, that's great. So we order the food. We're waiting for the food. Where's Pat? All right, he's in the bathroom. Okay. Do you want to go check on him? All right, I'll go check on him. Go upstairs in this place. Go into the bathroom.
It had it upstairs?
It was upstairs. Bathrooms are upstairs, and the upstairs is pretty full, too.
All right.
All right? And it's kind of done in, like, where you can look out over the city of Chicago.
Okay.
And there's seats up there, and there's a little bar up there, whatever. So, okay. Go up to the bathroom. I look in. I do the stall check. Underneath, there's no pad. There's no legs. There's no one in it. So I'm like, all right, he's a smoker. I'll go outside. I'll look for Pat. I'm like, hey, man, no Pat. I come back to the table. I'm like, well, all right, where is he? So my other buddy, Jeff, sends up. He's like, I'll go get him. He's in the bathroom. Jeff goes to the bathroom, same movie. No one's in there. He's like, dude, I don't know where he is. And like, we know, he would have had to walk by us to walk out, which was weird because that's why we couldn't figure out why he was maybe smoking a cigarette. I was like, I didn't see him walk out. Anyway, so about 2 minutes go by. We're like, all right, well, maybe he just said to hell with it. Hotel's not too far away. He just took off. About 5 minutes go by, and here comes Pat, and he's walking toward our table with the manager of the place. Pat had inadvertently gone in to the women's bathroom. And apparently, at one point in time, because of the state that he was in, when someone came into the bathroom, he called out one of our names and immediately alerted whoever walked in
It's a dude.
that he's in there, and he, I guess, is just blabbering about whatever. She doesn't really, I guess, even walk in, but goes and gets the manager, who then goes in and gets him out of there after he finishes up, letting him know that he is, in fact, in the women's bathroom. Now, you can guess what happens next. Our food goes from trays into bags, and we are out. Right. All because, and I'm like, are they not going to give us the food? You know what I mean? Like the whole thing. I'm like, you didn't even look at the sign on the door. Like there were no urinals. It was all like, I'm not in a female bathroom ever. I'm assuming what it is. More stalls than urinals. Completely different looking bathroom. You know what I mean? Like this is going to be pretty obvious. How did you walk? Were there people in there? Was there already other people in there to use the bathroom? This place is packed. I can't imagine.
Get the hell out of my way.
I can't imagine you were the only one in there at first.
Was he going one or two?
He was sitting down going number 2.
Just taking
I mean, you don't look down and see heels beside you or something. Nothing clues you in that this is, I mean, I don't know what in the hell he was doing.
Was he that drunk?
He didn't remember it the next day. He was like, dude, what happened to my head? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me.
He was that drunk.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've told this story before, and it's just Miles and I are traveling. We're flying
So
to San
embarrassed.
Diego.
Like, I'm like, oh, dude.
I don't remember if we'd landed in San Diego. Yeah, we had to have landed in San Diego. It's like 11:30 at night. There's no one in the bathroom. It's just me and Miles. Miles is dropping a deuce. I'm taking a leak, but it's a huge bathroom. So Miles and I are discussing our flight down. I'll leave it at that. But Miles is making this very, very funny but exceptionally crude statement, right? But in Miles's mind, he's talking to me, which he was. But as he's making the statement, this dude walks in with his kid. This kid is 4 years old, maybe, and the only thing you hear is Miles. Very colorful expletives in describing a situation, right? And this kid is so. There's probably 15 urinals, and they're at the one farthest away from me, and I'm peeing, and I can feel this father staring. I can feel his eyes boring into my head because he knows that whoever's talking, because he can't see Miles, but he knows whoever's talking clearly is speaking to me. And I can't look, and I'm doing everything I can not to laugh. And I'm telling you, it's the weirdest thing because I can't laugh, and I can see the kids getting uncomfortable, and Miles just keeps going on. Because Miles doesn't know these people are in here, man.
Why'd you just tell him, like, hey, Miles?
No, because it was hilarious. I'm not the one telling
By the way,
the story. No.
I'm faceless, so
Right.
you don't know what I look like.
So I'm just peeing,
I'm okay.
man, and I can feel this guy staring at me, and I'm trying so hard not to laugh out loud because I know what, his kid is getting an education on some things.
Probably.
Miles has no idea the guy's in there. I finished peeing, man. I'm washing my hands. I'm trying not to laugh. Miles finally walks out of the bathroom. Like, God damn, man, why did you tell me they were in there? I'm like, man, you have no idea how funny it was. Based on the conversation you were having.
Did you tell me the kid was in there with his mouth open like in a big O, like Mr. Bill? Like, oh my God. Oh.
This kid was shell-shocked. He heard not just the most adult language, but what you were talking about, man.
Correct.
This kid
in colorful detail.
Oh, man. And I'm just like, this kid has learned so much about the world. Like, this kid got 20 years of education in a 60-second conversation.
He learned a lot of new expletives.
Dude, he learned, if there's an expletive, he learned it. Nothing was uncovered in this conversation. I am dying inside.
How do you punch someone with your tongue?
I know. You can't imagine how bad this conversation was.
What is the most memorable? What is the most memorable thing that you have experienced in the bathroom? 844-999-OLA. Your call's on the way. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Still to come, Drug and Charge, Ryan Castle on the Sin Spin. Today, the 10 sexiest songs ever written. And today on the question, what is the most memorable thing that you have experienced in the bathroom? Arizona woman shot her husband while he sat on the toilet. United pastor smears feces in a plane's bathroom, gets the flight grounded and stuck in Anchorage. Former NBA star, he took to Twitter about his stolen toilet when his home got busted into. And Ted, unfortunately for you, we do have some snake in the toilet stories coming up as well.
Oh, by the way, Miles, real quick, now that you say that, a couple of comments that came in. Tell Miles there's no R in toilet.
No, it's turlet. Today.
Followed by
turlet. Turlet. Turlet.
Why does Miles keep saying turlet instead of toilet? Mm-hmm. To annoy you.
I'm going to do it all day.
Turlet.
It's turlet.
That's what my grandma used to call it.
I'm going to go sit on the turlet.
Was your fart hot? That's what my grandmother would ask. Every time you farted, and she could hear any fart, you could not sneak it out, but she'd ask if it was hot. If you were dumb enough to say, well, yeah, it was a little hot. You need to get on the turlet. And she would make you.
Also,
she would force you to poop, even though you didn't have to poop. Sometimes
commode.
you're just farting. I'm not kidding. It was like, you need to get on the turlet. If it was hot, you need to poop.
It was the pot. It was the turlet. It was the commode. It was the potty. It was all, but commode, still my favorite word. They're never used anymore.
No one says that.
No.
No.
Yeah, I mean, like that
The
was
commode.
the commode. I mean, it sounds like.
I always like the
It sounds
head.
fancy.
It does sound
Oh, to
very
hit the
fancy.
head.
I
Yeah.
gotta hit the head.
Yeah, I'm going to hit the commode. What is the most memorable thing that you have experienced in the bathroom? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Shane. Welcome to the
Brian.
men's room.
Hola, picholas.
Hola.
So I'll just say this is a Fred Meyer in Snohomish County, but, go in there just like any other day, doing my business, and it's quiet. And then I hear some guy in the stall next to me, and like he's got a drum solo going. It sounds like he's doing all the best hits of System of a Down. He's having a full conversation. And I don't know what the hell's going on, but I come out of there to wash my hands and whatever, and then he comes out right away, and he's just doing the lizard mouth, just trying to lick his nose. His eyes are pinned, and I'm thinking, oh God, I hope he's not armed. And then he runs back into the stall, and he starts having another conversation. I'm like, okay, I'm out of here. And so I go out of the bathroom, and he comes out, and he's just kind of, I don't know, he bolts, but I don't know. I guess you'd have to be there, but it was pretty incredible. He was doing his own concert in there.
But he was singing on the toilet. He was singing on the toilet?
Yeah, and having a conversation.
Oh, good times. Yeah.
That's talent.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll sing while I'm on the toilet, man, but never in public.
No, that's what I'm saying. You
You
can
know
do
what I mean?
whatever you want at home. You can be on the phone. You can have conversations with people. You can do whatever you want. You can have conversations with people who are in your own home if you want through the door. But, man, when you're out in public...
As far as public bathrooms go, the one experience was at Mondawmin Mall in Baltimore. And if you remember the riots from a couple of years ago, that's essentially where they started. So it's this mall, and it sucks because so many bad things happen there. They don't even put doors on the stalls. But the stalls ran about 20 deep. So when you're looking for a place to drop a deuce, you just keep looking at other men that are pooping. So I finally find a stall. I'm handling my business, all right? And like anything, when you're in a public bathroom, like for whatever reason, everyone plays the silence game. Mm-hmm. You try not to be the guy that makes all the sound coming out of your butt. So one guy finally lets loose, right? But it was just a fart. It wasn't like the full on. And so keep in mind, it's kind of quiet. Everyone's doing the thing. We all know how to play this game. You know, you try to sneak everything out. And this guy, I can't really describe how his fart sounded, but he farts. And it's the only thing you hear. And then I've just never had this experience. Someone else who's not him comments on how gross his fart was, okay? So one guy farts. You see, God damn, brother. And I started dying of laughter. Like, man, you commented on the other guy's fart in the bathroom?
Why not?
Like, who does that?
Yeah, that's where you're supposed to have the sound.
But, yeah, it's like he's in the bathroom. Like, don't make him feel bad because he farted. And it did sound awful.
That no
but
doors
still.
on the stalls thing. If we didn't have
horrible.
doors on the stalls at work, I mean, people would be going to other establishments to use the bathroom.
Absolutely.
And the fact that when you are a kid, man, it is so hard not to get made fun of. It is so hard just to, like, it's an awkward time in your life. And every school that I ever went to never had doors on the stalls of the bathroom.
Right.
So, I mean, if you had to go to the bathroom, it was, all right, what am I going to do? It puts you in a really bad dilemma.
And you did it quick, man.
Because you were embarrassed, the whole thing was just...
You would be now.
Exactly.
You want to be left alone.
When you're a
You want
kid,
privacy.
when you're a kid, it's 10 times as bad because maybe you're going through puberty or you're just embarrassed or whatever the deal is. It's like, look, even if you're a grown adult, this would be tough to pull off. But when you're asking a kid to do this, man, it's like you knew when someone was sitting in there that they had no option.
Dude,
Look,
my high school was all guys. Now, we had doors on the stall. You just didn't want to poop in high school.
Right.
Because, I mean, people threw stuff over top.
Sure, you're sitting there like a
people were
soda
harassing
cup
you. Like, you could not
right.
poop in peace in that school.
It's almost worse than man. And I'm sure maybe it's changed. I do not know. But Bay Road Elementary School in Rochester. And one of my classes, the bathroom, they had a toilet in the classroom. But, man, if you had to poop, right? Like, everyone heard you. Everyone smelled. And it was mortifying. It was absolutely mortifying.
Yeah. What is the most memorable thing that you have experienced in the bathroom? 844-999-OLA. Hold the line. More of your calls coming up here in seconds.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.